Hey Virgo, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are brand new to the channel, I am JT. If you're a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you so much for sticking with the Steampunk Psyche community, okay? We're going to do a general reading again today, so take what applies, take what fits, take what resonates. But before we get started, I have your 3 new poems from Haiku Corner. Okay, Virgo, like I said, it's just a general reading. I'm going to give you the down low, and we'll get on to the shuffle for you. This camera's going to bounce in and out, so just keep that in mind. If you'd like to skip towards the reading, that's fine. We're going to take a look at your present energy. We're going to take a look at your crossing challenge. We're going to look at the foundation, what's lying underneath, the recent past. Then we're going to move on to the possibilities, future. We're going to look at the self, how you're showing up in this situation or whatever this represents. We're going to look at the environment around you, the hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, and then we'll end up with an outcome and a direction. I will clarify the cards along the way. I'll show you up close the cards. But first, I'll lay out the spread and then we'll go over it, okay? All right, let's look at your present energy. The sun. Present energy, the sun. Nice, cool. The crossing challenge for Virgo, the 9 of Wands. In the foundation for Virgo, the King of Cups. In the recent past, we have the Temperance. In the possibilities, we have the Knight of Swords. Excuse me. In the near future, we have the Knight of Cups. As the self, or the stance, your position, the 6 of Swords. In the environment around you, we have the 2 of Wands. Hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, the 8 of Cups. And in the outcome and direction, we have the 10 of Swords. Okay, Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Sunny disposition. You're, take what fits you guys, and not everybody's always waking up, in a happy mood, but most generally, you seem to be in this joyful expression of life, finding peace, searching for that perfect harmony, I'm not sure what else to say about that other than the fact that you feel like you're, most generally in a good mood. Too early for me to just throw out a bunch of stuff for you, so just hang in there and we'll unfold this story. But your crossing challenge is the 9 of Wands, okay? So this tells me you're a type of person who you've had some battles. You had some battle scars. You've got some things in the past. Victories for you, overcoming. This could be karmic lessons, could be past wounds from trauma, childhood, whatever it is. But I feel like with that Sun card, you've really tried to make the best out of all of your situations. That is the sunny disposition of the Sun card, okay? And so there may be, I do see that we have the potential for this relationship, a relationship type status. Your foundation card, or the, at least the subconscious mind, seems to be an emotional clarity, especially around the heart space, around love, or at least even potential for new love or existing love. Okay. So the King of Cups is very grounded energy with emotions. Okay. I feel like you've really got your emotions under control. You've learned the lessons with the Nine of Wands. Okay. I use this phrase a lot, but been to the pony show, and I hate to say it like that, but you've been led by the collar before, and you ain't going back. Okay. Now, in the recent past, there was either a situation, relationship status, something that took place, but really challenged your balance. Okay. Um, and so what I mean is, you took all of that past relationships. I feel like this has been, you were a person who, you've been there, and your experience has made you very wise. Okay. And so you've learned to alchemize. This is a card of alchemy. So it's pouring from one cup into the other cup, right? And it is really taking all of your past experiences and benefiting from it, which is why I feel like most generally you're in a sunny disposition. You've learned how to control your emotions. You've learned how to, with the King of Cups energy, that is most definitely a person who's done that. So very mature, very balanced person that I'm speaking to right now, or people, or in this collective for Virgo. So that's a beautiful energy, and it only speaks to experience, right? Words don't really teach us a lot. Experience does. Living life does. Okay, so we move on and we go into the possibilities. Now there's this Knight of Swords energy. Okay, now this possibilities could mean that there is obviously the communication. Swords represent the communication. Could be talking about any of the air signs as well, but really, I kind of get this energy like there is something about to come to play here in your mix, in the possibilities. Some kind of action coming towards you very quickly. Now, whether that is a brand new relationship, whether that is, I do see your near future as a Knight of Cups, okay? And I'll get to it, but your Knight of Cups energy right here in the near future. So it does suggest to me that there is definitely some kind of something that's going to come into you. It's going to, let's say somebody, flirts with you, or texts, or this could be somebody who's around somebody that or whatever, and it's kind of advancing more into a situationship. I don't really quite get relationship just yet, but I feel like maybe there's that super potential, and maybe this is your mind. This Knight of Swords is like, maybe it feels a little rushed because you've done all this work, and you maybe weren't really even looking for any kind of a relationship or anything like that. You've really been focused on yourself, and that's kind of the energy I get. But definitely in the possibilities, there is some kind of action coming towards you. Okay. This could be a new opportunity, but I feel like it's more relationship related because, like I said, in the near future, you do have this Knight of Cups. Okay. So this is definite potential for a romance. This is somebody I feel like has been watching you, looking at you, and it doesn't feel to me like it doesn't feel like you're being played. There's not a player energy. Now, normally, like I said, the Knight of Cups is kind of a player energy. And the reason I say that is because the Knight is very, the Knight rushes in with his emotions first, okay? And sometimes it's sort of like I'm a Pisces. I speak from my heart. I speak through my sexuality. I speak like that, but I'm misunderstood because it could be taken as a sexual advance whenever it's more like it's just how I express myself. I'm a lover. I want to hug. I want to kiss. I want to hold. I want to be expressive with my emotions. And there's kind of like not a filter, not a switch. So you may come across a person that may advance towards you in that way, but I don't feel like it's vindictive in any way. Keep in mind, there was that Knight of Swords, right? And the possibilities there. So it may come across to you as maybe feeling a little bit like a person who's trying to swoon you, or trying to word salad, but I'm not getting that energy just because of the way these cards lined out in this particular manner. So definitely some kind of offering, of romance, or the potential for a beginning of a at least an emotional exchange that's going to feel pretty good. Okay. Now, as we move forward, we are in the self, how you're showing up. What's your stance? And I feel like you have done the emotional healing, okay? You have done this. The Six of Swords is moving out of choppy waters and into calmer waters. I have felt this all the way from this very beginning. Somebody has really done some work here. And so with this energy, this could very well be a mirrored type of energy that this other person, that's why I'm saying I didn't feel like it was vindictive, because in this near future, you have this romance, but this is the card of healing. This is the card of emotional healing. This is the card of, I feel like you've spoken to your heart, and have declared to your heart that it's either going to be emotional reciprocation, or it's not going to be anything. And that's why you've moved out and away from it. But I feel like it's a mirrored effect. So this person that's coming up against you, or with you, or coming towards you, could very well have that same perspective. Okay. Now we move on into the environment around you, and we have the Two of Wands. So I feel like this person is doing the same thing, and maybe you are too. Maybe you're both looking into each other's socials. Maybe you're met on the social media site. Maybe you've a dating app or something like that. That could be a situation, but it doesn't have to be. But this card speaks to the just the thoughts about it, the thoughts about that new idea. You got the wand posted up on that on the side of the castle wall there, holding the globe, looking out. Okay, so that could represent, like I said, you're thinking about a trip, thinking about moving towards an idea of some kind. Could be that you're going to make a move. You're deciding to make that move towards this relationship. There could have been an offering of some kind. Now, the good thing about this card, the thing I respect the most about this card, is this wand over here. It's kind of hard to see, but that wand is fastened up against the wall, okay? And so with all of the healing that you have done, okay, it kind of tells me that you have the capability of stepping away from the things that are fixed, that have seemed permanent in your life. You're not afraid to move forward. You can, it's like that, the mind safety, okay? It says, I'm scared, and so I'm going to keep you back here where I know I can keep you comfortable. I don't know what's out there. So it's moving away from fixed types of mindsets, okay? And I feel like you're really recognizing that in your mind, okay? Now, the next card was in the hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, okay? And this card makes total sense to me, because with the Eight of Cups, it is saying I've had emotional bruising in the past. I've had situations where I've been with people who can't match my my energy. There's people that, and it doesn't necessarily have to be just people, but it could be job status, or your environment around you that that just didn't match your energy. Places that you didn't want to be, that you had to be, but there's all these lessons involved, and so you really declared to the world, to yourself, that I'm no longer going to accept anything that doesn't really emotionally fulfill me anymore. So the reason I say that is because in your outcome and direction, there is the Ten of Swords, okay? And it's a wonderful card. Yes, there is a sudden death. Yes, there is something that's over with, but the sun is shining in the background, showing the potential for brighter days, for a better future. So I really feel like this reading is about a person who has overcome a lot of emotional challenges, and they're allowing themselves to open back up again, to find new beginnings. You have that Two of Wands energy. You have the King of Cups energy underneath. So emotionally grounded, emotionally understanding yourself. This is so mature. It's such a beautiful reading. Now your card for the Knight of Swords. Remember, there's something that's going to be coming towards you. It's going to feel a little quick, whether that is, a brand new beginning with a relationship, because you do have that Knight of Cups as well. So I think what we can do is let's clarify Let's clarify this Ten of Swords. Things are over, but what does the universe have in store? What is another outcome and direction for Virgo? What is another outcome and direction for Virgo? Let's clarify this Ten of Swords. Let's clarify this Ten of Swords for Virgo. Okay. Yeah. The Nine of Pentacles. This is just over and over again telling me somebody who's being soft with themselves, somebody who's really learning to love themselves, respect themselves. So that Ten of Swords represents the death of something and the brand new beginning of your life of luxury, a life of self-sustaining, a life that says that I've done the work, you know, I've put in the work, and now I'm reaping the benefits of everything that I've done the work for. And you're starting to see that. You're starting to really recognize it and become very sovereign. You know, the Nine is very sovereign, okay? Just, I don't really need external validation. I don't need somebody, I don't need a lover in my life to lift me up, to tell me who I am. I know who I am, but I'm also open and willing enough to accept love. And I'm also showing up as the lover, or as a person who can love. So, man, this is like, I love readings like this. This really just is like, it's good to know that there's other people who really have worked on themselves, done the work, you know, really done the work. And it's not easy, is it? Because the crossing challenge with the Nine of Wands, it's not easy to face things from our past. It's not easy to accept. It's not easy to understand that we've made choices in our lives and the consequences of our choices, even though I hate that word consequences, because I don't feel like, you know, there's no wrong way to do something. There's just a lot of ways that didn't really work out right, but you figured that out. Virgo, this is a beautiful reading. I hope this was confirmation for you to know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. You know, you're present with yourself. You're showing up for yourself. Your boundaries are very important to you, you know, and that's what that represents. So, Virgo, I love you so much. I appreciate you. I hope this was confirmation. If it was, you know, confirming for you, give it a thumbs up, would you? If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscription button, okay? And make sure you turn on your notifications. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here, but I love you, I respect you, and I appreciate you for showing up, okay? All right, good luck. Bye.